My name is Kanak Sengar and I'm from India, pursuing my MSc Computer Science from the University of Glasgow. I did my bachelor's in a similar course, Computer Science and Engineering. Few subjects that I had in my engineering were like Python programming or Java programming, but no one told me what's the actual implementation. But that's what comes in the master's course. Anyone, like even YouTube, Google, or ChatGPT nowadays, they can tell you the bookish knowledge. But the practical exposure I have got in the University of Glasgow, and without implementation, I don't think any knowledge exists. It will fade away after a time. So first 3 months, I'll be honest, I would be lying if I would say I was not scared. It was a roller coaster ride. But the professors, they are very helpful. They are like, okay, you have this problem. Mental health is not a small topic. Go ahead, come and speak to us. And the entire university support about mental health really is amazing. I just had a meeting with the supervisor yesterday and he was like, oh, you don't have to worry. This is how we are going to tackle it. He was like, I am the supervisor. I'll help you. I'll tell you directions. That's what I'm doing here. So that's the best part I felt. Now I have my job lined up. I again give the credit to the university. So there was this Women in Tech event at the JP Morgan office. So I applied in their job fair and everything. I asked my professors around, what do you think I should fill up in the applications and stuff? And at that time, that actually helped me out and I have got a job with JPMC. I'm a person, I really want things to be vibrant. It should change. I don't want a stagnancy in my life. And the opportunities the University of Glasgow is providing. Every day there's a new possibility for you to become a new person.